doing it live. Quite literally.
Yeah, we are. That tells me there is something in this hopper. Yeah, 2 gunpowder. Alright, fixed.
What are you doing there, dog? Oh, you know what? We lost these handles.
No, I waited for them to break and put them over here in this chest.
Ah. Smart. Should probably go about and add up because they get a vacuum hopper here. Just specifically for these.
That's fair. Alright, so let's do this.
I mean, we are gaining ender pearls at the moment. So, I mean, that's not impossible to come up with.
Yeah, we have pearls and we have, and obsidian was the one I was trying to think of. Even though I was having a seizure.
We are up to 30 dirt. Yeah, what are you doing over here, buddy? What you doing? Causing chaos and destruction on a global scale?
He's like, you know it.
We're trying to bring order and democracy to our new empire.
Yeah, how's that? Oh. How's that going for you?
My allegiance is to the Republic, to democracy. If that gives you any idea.
Alright, let's go.
Also, one thing I want to check, just because my brain thunked about it yesterday.
Ooh, Tier 1 spoils bag. What is in this? 2 sticks, 4 force arrows, a pocket piston, 2 coal, an iron pickaxe, bread, 4 smiths, and doom.
There is 73 different types of farmable essence, by the way.
73? Okay.
Yes, if I math correctly.
Do you see what went into your inventory?
No, because it got sucked up by the absorption hopper, and I see it in the wall of drawers.
Oh. Oh no.
Oh no. Paste bin, get. Let's re-add in this code because this code does better than my code, and we're gonna name this firm because I can.
Yeah. So what's a pocket piston? Oh, nothing great actually. Water, go there. But yeah, so oh, another pumpkin.
Okay, so okay, that's actually not half bad in terms of how this boy functions.
Okay.
If you want to see how this boy functions, go to the advanced turtle and type in firm with a capital F.
Firm?
Firm. F-E-R-M.
Not perm. Firm.
Firm. Although I think you went a bit stupid. You should have went about and asked for a size, but he didn't this time. So... might have to reload his configuration once we actually get the farm set up.
He's right in the last spot.
You're welcome. I'm gonna make up a absorption hopper here.
Okay.
Or did you already make one?
Oh, I haven't made one yet.
Okay. I'm gonna make one up quick, just so that way we don't have to worry about losing the
Handles, yeah.
the grinder handles.
More essence, more arrows. Do we have a good use for gunpowder besides fireworks?
Off the top of my head, no idea.
Gunpowder. Recharge, explosive, 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 explosive. Soul wafer. Explosive. Okay.
Fortunately, I can't reduce the size of the absorption hopper, but you know, you take what you can get. All right. Think a bunch.
Whole bunch of explosives. Wait, what was that last one? Material generator. 400 ticks at 80 RF per tick. Provide a total of 32,000 RF. What do we need for that? Mason stone, mason cobblestone. I think I found a way for early power for us.
Oh, and what would that be?
The material generator. All it requires is a mason stone, 2 pistons, 2 redstone torches, and 4 eyes of ender. And we can feed it the vast amount of gunpowder I'm getting from the mob farm. What else can you use? Pretty much. Another star gives 100 million RF over 100,000 ticks at 1,000 RF per tick. Yeah, that might be an early power system, so let me grab some ender pearls.
Okay. So I've gone about and made it so now we can actually edit the size of the farm turtle again. I just had to delete a file in it.
Oh, I need gravel.
So, I mean, again, we are also at a point where we just need the 2 cobalt to have our blaze spawner do the thing. Also OSHA.
Oh, yeah.
Gosh darn OSHA.
Gosh darn OSHA. Alright, so that. I just need the pistons. I'll be hard. There we go. Preliminary power production.
Nice.
So,
That's very good. Use that any use that and that.
yeah, Mr. Cheap, you got to go.
Mr. Sheep being too loud for you.
No, he had a creeper hat, and I thought a creeper was down here.
You know, that's also fair.
And I looked over, I was like, Jesus. Oh, okay, just the sheep.
I've done that a few times, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, actually, we don't need to get a molten item in there.
Okay.
So we don't need the filter.
Oh, we just dropped them
Entity
in
melt-
hole?
Entity melting is as simple as getting the entity inside of your smeltery. The only requirement is that the smeltery has fuel.
Oh. Oh, okay. Okay.
So, I know what I'm going to be doing.
Alright, so I want to look up the harvester. What do I need for that? Quartz, of course.
The what?
The harvester.
Why are we... Wait, what do you need a harvester for?
Because I'm not sure how well your turtle's going to handle farming my mythical agriculture.
How big of a farm are you going to go with?
I was thinking 9 by 9.
Turtle should be able to handle that.
Okay.
Again, he was doing a 2x2 before, but that's just because that's what I told him to do for testing.
Okay.
He's now at a point where if you type in the command firm again, he will go about and ask you for dimensions.
Okay.
This particular turtle config was specifically made for mystical agriculture.
Oh, nice.
Yes, Avada. Are you gonna complain about my inventory again?
So,
Or are you going to complain about the lack of quality options that I have no control over?
yeah, it's not like we have prioritized the quality options.
Yep. You know what? Let's... I'm going to go about and use my pride food source for dirt production. Do you know what that means?
Apples.
Yep.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Because boy, do these suckers grow fast. Literally, if I just run around this tree a little bit, they're already fully grown.
Nice.
Yeah, literally seconds. So I think my apple game has outdone your potato game.
Never really was a contest.
There was to me. Oh, also, apples are grown again. Like, in theory, this turtle, like this farm, it could handle a, 256 by 256 farm. It would just take a year and a half to harvest.
Ooh.
Are you thinking of going with that?
Sorry? No, I was thinking about something else. I pretty much missed what you said.
I said in theory that turtle config could make it can harvest a 256 by 256 farm. It would just take a few years.
There's that vacuum hopper.
It's in a quite convenient place, wouldn't you agree?
Yes. Yeah, I'm not happy to see that right there.
Where did you even get that from?
It was from a spoils bag from the mod farm.
Sounds like a hard F to me.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, so I need 2 kappa. Actually, I'm gonna need 4 kappa. 6. Yes, 6 kappa. They'll never take me alive. Pipe wrench, you need to not do your thing for a minute. Okay, thanks.
Alright. I forgot that I need to make a farmland first. Do you still have my hoe?
I do.
Okay.
It's up next to the beds. The perfect place for a hoe. I mean, what? Come on, I saw the opportunity. How could I not take it?
That's fair.
That's not Kappa. That's why that wasn't. That makes sense now. You know what 2 metals really look similar?
What?
Copper and bronze.
Yeah, that's fair.
I was trying to pour bronze into a I was trying to use bronze to make a smeltery controller.
Oh, yeah, that won't work.
Hi, hun.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm like trying to make a smeltery controller, and I'm like, why isn't this working?
Alright, so need way more.
Yeah. Make a ring. I need like that. Sorry, Havana. We can't fight the Twitch. There's only so much we can do. Google something. So blazes will spawn in a 9x9 platform centered around the spawner.
Let's do this real quick.
Also OSHA.
Yeah, just give me a second. I'm preventing mob spawns.
Also, my brain just thought of another thing that I could actually pretty simply code up for the mob farm that you're gonna laugh at the thought of.
What's that?
I could just make a turtle that just smacks things with a sword.
Huh.
Its whole purpose is just swing, swing, swing.
Yeah, yeah.
While 1 is equal to 1, attack. I have a plan. I have an attack plan. Attack.
Do we have any extra kickers? We do. Awesome.
I have 1 torch on me. Are you lighting up? Well, one thing to remember: Bellfire and lanterns.
Yes.
You saw the you have seen the range in which they work.
So, okay. Do we have gold?
We should have any. I don't know if we have any melted gold, but we should have gold. Get 27 gold chunks.
I just grabbed.
Daily, I'm not surprised by this, but the politics are just fucking cancer.
There's only one piece there.
I have 7 sand on me.
Alright, let's smelt that up.
Well, I just tossed it to you. And I threw it on the ground.
Oh, there's 4 more in here already, so... Victory. Victory for me.
I just had Navi tell me, hey, listen. In-game.
What?
There was a fairy that I walked over and it said, hey, listen. 5. So that is the base. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. Count that up right. 1. God, this smeltery is gonna be freaking massive.
We need it to be freaking massive.
It's a 9x9 base. And I'm gonna have to put a lid on it. You know this.
Yeah, we will definitely have to put a lid on it.
What is the vertical space? Actually, no, they just spawn on the flat platform centered around the spawner. So if we go 3 up, or if I go... Oh god, my brain go brrr.
Rango Burr.
you happen to have any more of that glass available for me, or am I gonna have to?
Hold on.
I found sand. I'm gonna make it up in the glass. I need one for the lava tank.
No, you have two.
Well, guess what? Now I have 3. He has 3. Chocolat bleu.
Oh, guess what? I think the absorption hopper grabbed it. It did.
Did you throw another one at me?
Yeah, I did. What the heck? So many absorption hoppers.
Well, you know, sadly, we can't turn down the range in which they suck.
Yeah, you totally can. Well, you used to be able to.
I'm gonna bounce my stream quick and see if I can possibly get quality options.
Alright,
Round 2, fight. God, this is just such a huge freaking. Ugh.
admit it, it is glorious.
I mean, I'm not arguing with you. That's gonna go there. We will just fucking just slap that right there. And you know what? I'm just gonna slap that right there. And I can just grab a fluid pipe from over yonder.
So, fun fact, the tertium essence farmland actually gives you double outputs. So, curious what the superum and superium give for outputs.
That's actually a really good thing to know.
Yeah.
Darn, I need one more fluid pipe. Feels bad, man. Oh, wait. Huzzah! Praise the Lord. So, we'll have to jumpstart it with some lava. That's not going to be difficult.
No.
I'm going to just stick a bucket of lava in there now. How this should work is, I don't know if the burning of entities consumes up fuel. I'm going to assume it does.
Yeah, it would make sense if it did.
But in theory, the drain should output into the tank. So once the tank runs out, it should be getting the blazing blood, which should then, in theory, cook the blazes faster to then get more blazes.
Yes. We still gotta figure out how apotheosis works.
Apotheosis.
Tell me about it. Helmets, just waste liquid. Scrapping. Like.
I think at this point, apotheosis is just adding stuff for enchanting.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it just replaced some items and added the ability for them to be enchanted.
That's not what I wanted in the game. You know that. Did not want an ender pearl. I want to. Oh, son of a bitch!
Did you accidentally throw the ender pearl? Or is this going to be a matter of, we don't talk about it?
I was literally trying to put the pearl on the thing so it would grow more pearls. Oh, but that one's fucked now, so.
So, that'll double that there. Can we not... That's an annoying way of doing it, because that just requires a whole bunch of that, which requires further processing of things. Those are the only two that can do that. That's seared stuff. I'm grout. Man, I can't just feed cobblestone into my foundries anymore. What is the world we live in? Trick.
Yeah.
I can't just pump cobble into my smelteries to get more seared stone.
Yeah, I know.
What is this world? Hey! So, Ivana, I'm taking it that I have transcoding now. Based on her, you know, reaction. Also, another idea that popped into my mind that might save me on the amount of grout I need to cook up. I technically only need to do 2 layers of seared stone, just enough to get the smeltery up and running. The rest can be concaved in with you know, glass, sand, cobblestone, whatever the hell. Because I just need this thing to just start boiling. And OSHA.
And at the bottom of the world.
Do you need a water bucket?
I'm good. I'm currently climbing a water bucket.
That's fair enough. And anyway, I can't put more cobblestone. The issue is I can't put cobblestone to make seared stone in this version. Or else I would just do it here. This is using a grout that I have. That over there is for the abomination against 7 levels of nature. And Trick, don't even try to tell me I'm wrong. Why? Because I think that's actually a thing in just 1.16.5. I don't think that's a mod-specific thing. It's a core! Hi, core.
Alright. So, let's run back over here. And we have 13 dirt.
In core, do you want to know what the, 7 levels of nature that I'm breaking are?
Ooh, got an iron.
Doggo is chewing on bone. So I apologize for noise. Are you wanting, were you wanting sand in this, or are you wanting dust out of the palm grinders?
Sand. I want sand.
Okay. They currently all have sand.
Alright, I'll go ahead and deal with them here shortly.
Alright,
making
so
more
core, this smeltery right here is gonna have a blaze spawner in it that's going to go about and melt down blazes into blazing blood, which is then going to be our world's power generation.
Because we're sadists.
You know what? Do we have... No, we do not. So I don't feel bad about not making this look pretty at the moment. I was looking to see if we had chisel in here.
Oh. Yeah, chisel.
Which, now if I remember actually thinking, if we had chisel, our JEI list would be it would be triple the pages.
You are not wrong. Okay, so that can go there, that can go there.
Corey can get behind power generation via genocide.
Nice. Gotta burn it.
Trogdor?
God, I haven't watched that in forever.
Trogdor, burninate!
So you just making the top out of cobble? Until we get more?
For now.
Okay.
Nothing says we can't replace this later.
Huh. Interesting.
What's interesting?
I just clicked on the controller and it's like, it's too large. Currently max is 14 by 14.
This should be in 9 by 9.
Yeah.
It's also not finished yet, so...
Yeah.
I've been waiting on grout to cook up in the smeltery, because it's actually better to cook the grout in the smeltery than in a furnace.
Oh yeah?
You get double.
Nice.
I found that out while trying to see if I could make, seared stone out of cobble. I can make seared stone out of a brick and clay, and out of a stone, button, and clay, but that just seems more work than what it's worth.
Alright, let's open up my
Also,
waypoints
the nice thing
and
about having this higher up wall made out of cobble, that we can actually place the spawner in here and it not interrupt with the smeltery logistics.
Yeah.
Because before I would go about and say, there's a block in here, we're throwing a strike, we're done.
That.
Now, I doubt that this is actually going to be enough for what I need, because I know it's not going to be enough for what I need, but it's progress.
We do like progress.
Also, one more thing to note is that we can actually light this thing up on the inside, because blazes don't care about light level.
That is true. Well, they do care about light level, but their light level... Their light level
they do not.
Yes, they do. They can spawn at 11 and above. Sorry, at 11 and below. Unlike the regular 7.
Well, I was say, when I was making a blaze farm in vanilla, I had glowstone blocks bloody everywhere, and they gave absolutely no shits. Not a singular shit was given that day. Ivana's saying I need to make it pretty right now, but guess what? Ivana ain't my boss. Show me your form and papers, Ivana. You ain't my boss. I am going to place torches just in the corners of the spawner, of the smeltery for right now. It's probably not gonna get enough light level to the center, but it's fine. I'm just trying to mitigate other natural spawns as much as possible.
That's fair.
Also, if one of my mods can give me a shout out for Trick for me.
I could.
But I'm talking about my other 2 mods that I have in chat.
This is weird shouting myself out. Like,
Well, again, that's why I'm asking the other 2 mods in chat.
thank you, Daily.
Thanks, hon. I need 1, 2, 3, 4. I need 6 more, so I need another 24 grout. Or another 24 seared brick.
Okay. That's not so bad.
We're getting there.
Yeah, we're getting there.
And I mean, I have enough of that currently cooking up in the smeltery.
Yeah, I'm just literally waiting on more dirt.
I mean, if you need, you can always go out and harvest the apples. They grow incredibly fast if you just run and jump around them.
Let's see here. Take that.
Like, you want to see how quickly these apples grow? And they're all grown. Run and jump around the tree. What will make pretty red goo, Ivana?
I think she's talking about the regular mobs.
Probably.
I'm literally waiting on 2 pumpkins so I can make the nature amalgam.
Well, guess what? We have a smeltery of an 9x9 portion. So, you think it's time we, start the system?
Yeah, I can grab the bag.
Also, another thing that we can possibly invest in at some point down the line, doesn't necessarily need to be right now, but you know what else is in this pack?
What?
We got ender tanks.
So you're thinking
So we can get...
other lava.
Well, no, I'm thinking once we can start moving this blood around just to wherever we need power to go.
Yeah, we could do that. Also, OSHA.
Yep, I'm popping into bed here in just a second. Apparently you don't know how to do the Fae dance. According to Ivana.
I see.
I don't know what that dance entails, but it has me worried.
Probably for the best. Alright, so I just need to get inside this thing and get our spawner in there.
Yep. Warning, when you try to step in it, it will burn you.
That's why I'm not stepping in it.
Well here, you know what? I have a solution to this problem. I've created the solution.
Alright. You get ready to break those?
Actually, let's put it on top of that block.
Run.
Leave. Burn!
Burninate!
Yes. Burninate!
That does take fuel to kill them.
Okay, so after time, this blazing blood will start filling up into this tank,
Yeah, once the lava's
and then
gone.
we'll start going about and killing everybody else. Ah.
So each
I will say,
place-
I do wish this did drop XP at blaze rods.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Well, actually, wait a second. Guess what?
What?
We can cast it into blaze rods. 100 blazing blood and a tool rod cast will make a blaze rod.
So one buck for this will give us 320,000 RF from a magmatic dynamo.
Also, take a look at what's in the smelter at the moment. in the controller.
Yeah, I see that.
You see that essence?
Yeah, I grabbed it.
Alright, we're almost at... We almost have a bucket's worth. Or wait, we have a bucket's worth. We're almost about to put a bucket's worth into here.
Yeah.
Got 50 mil buckets left. See, now we just have to find a way of getting the blazes just to consistently spawn here.
Yeah. That's
Gonna be the hard part.
Yeah.
Yeah, let there be fuel.
There's a entity spawner which requires a mob egg.
The entity spawner, yeah, uses a mob egg in the top slot when filled with jellies. Now, how do we get? Now, how do we get an egg? Is the question. I mean, there's also the mob grinding utilities.
That is from mob grinding utilities.
Or not mob grinding utilities, mob duplicator from Industrial Foregoing. But that's
Yeah.
also a large fuck you. Wait till you see the recipe.
Advanced machine frame. Another
Advanced machine
scrap,
frame.
gear. Oh, pink slime. Oh.
That's the fuck you part of this endeavor. We don't have a whole lot in terms of powered spawner. The best thing we have in terms of powered spawner is
It's a
the
mob.
entity spawner.
Yeah, the entity spawner.
anchor. I mean, I'm still curious as to how we get a mob egg for the mob grinding utilities.
That is the question. So,
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of want to make up this XP solidifier just to make the entity spawner, just so I can look in its GUI. That wrong of me?
no.
Also, we are definitely profiting on Blazing Blood.
Yes, we are. That was the driving factor of like, will we actually benefit from it?
We are. It was good. I mean, again, worst comes to worst, we pump over a lava for years. On top of that.
Please.
Look at it. That's adorable.
Play statue. There, toss the... Yay, achievements.
Yeah, man, it is kind of cute looking.
It is. Now we just
You know what? I am going to disrupt the smelter here for a moment. I'm adding in a decoration of a sort.
giant ass window.
A not giant ass, but window. Die. There we go. Now we can actually look in. Also, we can get a chute, which allows us to pull items out of the smeltery. It's some seared brick and 2 copper, so it's not expensive. Then we can just hook up a hopper or a... Not sure if a hopper will work, but we can hook up a pipe to it nonetheless and get items out of it.
Ridger, thank you for the host. Yeah, help you bastards. You help.
Yeah, if you can find a way to of making sure that they're just always, and that they are always spawning somehow, or we go about and dive down one of the routes for a spawner.
Yeah.
Which, honestly, neither one of those is really all that fun.
True. But for right now.
Right now, it is indeed working.
Yes.
And we were going to use that in a magmatic dynamo to get ourselves some juicy, juicy power.
Yep, all that super nice power. Oh, I see a small problem with our thing. I forgot to have slabs at the top of the spawner.
Well, you know, I can't remember everything, okay?
the 2 buckets, 2.8 buckets.
I'm not sure then.
Maybe I accidentally clicked with your pipe wrench. Oh, you probably had to.
Yeah, I had to reset it up when I broke it.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Funny enough, the Felfire and Lantern actually covered most of the ceiling here.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, come on up and take a look.
Nice.
Because again, even though it's a small area, it sets down invisible lantern lights in areas. I don't think this was lit up.
Oh, you
So
need
technically, if it's lit up, it should be fine.
you need a couple half slabs.
That's what I was putting on up here.
There's a stack. There's 7 more.
That should be enough.
I had it from when I was retrieving my grave.
That's fair. I will go OSHA once I'm done placing down slabs. I'm going to take care to not vein mine this, because that would be bad for everyone involved.
I gotta go kill some guys.
Are you having things spawning down below?
Yes.
I'm asleep.
Yeah, could have been worse. Can you compost those?
There you go. I lit up your farm. The animal farm, anyway. And now the blaze. Now the field tank is full. Yeah. Burn in your own blood.
A little dirt, but okay.
I mean, fair, but also true.
Yes. I don't think they...
Okay. So, we need dirt to get the farms going. Hey, do you want another 24 dirt?
Yeah, we can do that. Was it 8?
I'm gonna make a donut of dirt.
Donut of dirt.
Tell me I'm wrong.
You're not wrong.
I'm going to move our firm boy downstairs.
Yeah, so I need... Everything is baseline
Well,
upgrade.
Jedi, what the hell, buddy? Dog just chewed through the cable to my what was my backup keyboard.
Well then.
What the heck, buddy? That's bad.
He's like, well, you weren't paying attention to me.
Well, I will be back in a moment while I go put this doggo in his box for a little while.
Okay. Alright, so... we can spawn on the front one. Good. Alright, because they have that. So, I can make 2...
3. Good news is, with a little bit of work and some TLC, I can probably half splice the cable back together because it wasn't that damaged.
Okay.
But it's just a matter of having to go about and do that.
Yeah. And Vaughn's right. It's revenge for the vet visit this morning.
Apparently. And Ivana, he wasn't unattended. He was sitting underneath my desk getting pets from my foot.
But he was just like, cool story, bro. I'm gonna do this. Alright, crash bang boom.
Yeah, well, it's trying to find the right cable so I can unplug it and plug in the right cable, and I pulled the wrong cable.
Ah. So let's make more Imperium seeds.
Funny enough, I tried actually running my cables in a way, hoping that he wouldn't be able to bite said cables.
Well, you failed there.
Apparently. That bang boom was me throwing the cable so I can run it the way I need it to.
Ah, okay. Oh, so that should be enough for my nature. Nature.
Apparently, Ivana. Apparently.
So that is a medium. Okay, that's a stage 2 seed. I'll have to get some more essence. Come on, blazes.
Alright. And the one cable hanging fairly low, so we'll just pull the spare cable on that. Now there's not really any super low hanging cables. Jedi sit in his box. What he did was wrong.
There's essence. Oh, green now.
door real quick. There we go. He's now ready to go. I'm gonna get these palm grinders going for some gravel so we can get some more coal.
Okay, and let's toss
How's
all
that
of
sound?
Sounds good to me. Okay, so we have that. So what do we need for a magmatic dynamo?
I think it was just the copper.
In
It
bar
wasn't all that expensive.
is 1 gold,
It
6 in bar.
1 gold, 4 iron, and a nickel, essentially. Sorry. 4 iron and a nickel. That's because I was away from my mic, because when moving around cables, the boom arm got knocked away. I regret nothing.
You heard him here. Heard it here first. No regrets.
No regrets, even.
No regrets.
No regrets. Not even a 1.
Not even a 1. Oh, take that.
So, what are all the ways that we can use these ore chunks? We could home grind them to get double, but that's the same as smelting them. Pulverizing might be good. That can get us a bonus material.
Also OSHA.
Yeah, well, I tried to sleep a second ago and it didn't let me. So then I started looking through what our end goal should be for our materials. Which I'm thinking pulverizers.
Yeah, so yeah, pulverizers, so we can get
Give that chance for extra
boostable.
material.
Yeah, and we can use either flint or the powder that I've been getting. I have what, 4 basalts shards.
You said your farm was a 9x9, right?
Yes, it is 9 by 9. I'm gonna knock that block out of the way so he doesn't run into it and fuck him up.
That would be appreciated. And this boy's just gonna go, and he should. Right now he's set for 10-minute intervals,
Okay.
which I think should be fine.
Yes. Should be. So we have 8 fire essence. What do we got for crafters?
We have
source
RF.
Sequential fabricators, so we have those.
I have the sequential.
Fabricators.
I
which
thought
is
we
for
had
thermal.
RF tools in here, but maybe I'm just losing my damn mind.
You're losing your damn mind.
I'm too surprised at this point. I mean, we also just have just straight up refined storage crafters.
Yeah.
Do you have a spare Inferium essence on you?
Yes.
Got eat.
Get eaten by the system. Alright, I just...
That's gonna happen a lot. One.
heard that count of one, so... Alright, so... we don't have any machines that require power right now, do we?
Not at the moment.
What do I need for a pulverizer? 2 copper gears, flint, piston, machine frame, which is... okay, yeah. I can make a pulverizer right now.
Alright, so down underneath the turtle's chest is a drawer that should only be accepting the Inferium essence.
Okay.
So whenever he goes about and does his rounds, these guys are almost done. So what should I be trying to do now? I feel like that's always my question. Like, what do I need to do next? Because right now we're just waiting on the farms to really grow so we can make more seeds, make more... we've used the turtle to automate something.
Yep, I already clicked that off. So, let's toss that in there.
I was doing a tier 1 challenge. There's gotta be something in here that gives us flight that we're just not seeing. Right?
Hmm.
Oh hey, did you know that there's a mystical agriculture book?
There is? Huh.
There is. But that's not flying, that's falling with style. also don't think that there's even a hang glider in this.
I didn't check for hang glider.
You know, there is a parachute, and we can Smash Bros. Peach glide. I mean, that's technically a means of flight, while it may be temporary. Hey, you wanna know what I'm looking at?
What?
The glistening chorus fruit.
That's levitation, not flight. So.
No, the glistering is a burst of flight.
Oh.
That is its flavor text. That is, quote, flight. But that's a process and a half to make, and I don't feel like going for it. You know, I suppose I could actually start working on the components for this. As much as I hate the grind that's going to go into this, because I imagine this is not going to be simple.
Oh, the controller.
Ah, that's actually not bad.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I checked it pretty early, and it's just the base recipe.
You know what I was looking at, don't you?
Fine storage.
Yep. How do we get silicone? That's quartz.
That is quartz, yes.
Quartz essence is a tier 3 seed. We're not at that point yet.
But soul sand is something we can make.
That it is.
Witch water and sand make soul sand. Plus we have nether essence and fire essence, so we can do it that way as well.
Well, I am going to attempt to try some things. I need a little bit of dirt. 3 should do. Although I can't really place that there, but I can place it there and there. Actually, I can place it there. I'm just an idiot. Don't mind me.
Oh, son of a bitch.
I break this. I suppose I'll break that one because reasons. And I need sand. Gonna have to make up some sand. Because I'm about to just make up a similar setup for witch water that I have for sand and that I have for clay.
Okay.
Which it works. It'll be slower because the witch water.
Yeah.
But it still will be mostly automated. Semi-automated.
Yeah, semi.
But first, I need to make sure that this still converts. No. Why do you not convert? Well, you know what? Actually, that's fine. I can work around it. It's just a bit more annoying.
There. I have 4 stacks of sand being made for you.
I'm assuming in the palm grinders?
Yeah.
I was going to use that gravel to get coal, but sand. know what? I'm just gonna throw this boy down here. And I'm gonna just do this in the cheapest way possible. And what do you know? I already have a wooden hopper. Warning, spill incoming.
Yeah.
Wasn't a huge spill, but it was still a spill. Actually, that spill was slightly bigger than I expected, because we are down a few of these boys. My feet.
Yeah. Don't want to lose our lava production.
Yep. Alright. Yeah, now I need some bricks. Which... need 2 of these.
Probably should work on that gold farm at some point.
Well, that made a mess again.
Yeah, you're out all the way up to here.
Yeah, the same place as last time. My clay making was backlogged because of cobble.
What was I gonna do? I don't remember. Other than to kill the zombie
What was
pigman.
that?
I was getting ready to do something, then I forgot what I was gonna do.
You were talking about making up a zombie pigman spawner. Also, you have been raided.
I did not have my chat open. Oh, hey! How you doing, Hardcore? Welcome, Raiders. What game mode is this? This is Survival. We were playing on Sky Factory 1. The 116.5? Yeah.
Yep, 116.5.
No, besides the zombie pigman farm, I was gonna do something else. Don't remember.
Alright, we have successfully semi-automated witch water for soul sand production.
Nice. What in the blue blazes was I going to do?
It is indeed slow as shit, but
it works.
But it does indeed work.
What was I gonna do?
I don't know. I'm gonna attempt to work on the refined storage. Honestly, I think it might. It's funny to me that the silicone seed is lower tier than the quartz seed that's used to make the silicone.
Oh, what's the silicone seed? Tier 2!
Silicone is a tier 2 seed.
Well, that's not even that bad.
We need the 4 quartz to jumpstart it, but that's about it.
Yeah.
And also, you know what we can go about and put underneath the farmland when we're once we start getting surplus amounts of essence, right?
What can we put under once we start getting a surplus amount of essence?
We can go about and put the growth accelerators underneath them.
Yes, yes we can. Actually, I could work on that. Upgrading our furnaces. I'll need some of that. I'll need
You know
some
what?
iron.
I'm actually gonna work on this, which is gonna take some resources, but I think that'll be fine. I only need
Fuck that.
one of this. That's fine. Need a lot of this. That's still fine. Need to go bone meal our grass a little bit.
I need one more essence and then I can get us an upgraded furnace. Buddy's running away from you off the platform.
Did it just eat itself?
Just yeeted itself into oblivion. It's like, saw you come and was like, nope.
It was, fuck this shit, I'm out.
I'ma take my stuff, I'm gonna leave, cause fuck this shit, I'm out.
Oh hey, I got some peanut seeds.
Nice.
And some radish seeds.
Nice.
So, for that, I need... No, I need 3 of that, not 4 game.
So let's make some sticks.
Alright, that's enough of that. Make that. That. Also need 2 of our charist of coals. Collect
Alright.
it. Make this. Also, 2 of those.
Okay, so one of our furnaces upgraded to Inferium.
Nice. Okay.
Alright, I was gonna look at growth
So-
accelerators.
We have that.
I think it's a gemstone.
I need
It's actually not so bad.
8, 16. I need half a stack of sand.
Half a stack of sand.
Yeah, I'll just get it up the old-fashioned way.
I was gonna say there's sand in the grinders.
Yeah, but that's going for soul sand production. This is for something else.
Alright, time for OSHA.
Yep, I'm toss this into the smeltery quick and let her go. First, grab the few coal. Now it's bedtime.
New assets in there. No new assets there. Oh, new dirt essence.
Alright. Those boys are all going again. That's enough for one of these that I need.
Alright, so we got 11 soul sand. So what can we get from soul sand?
Have you grown cactus yet?
I had some cactus, yes, but...
Do you have any more cactus?
No, let me grab sand. I have some seeds here, so...
So I have a sand.
Damn. Did you intend to make regular bread?
Yes.
Okay.
I needed 5 bricks for a fluid hopper, and I'm actually probably going to need to make up some more. For the project I am currently working on. Which, now thinking about something, might cause issues, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
Damn. Iron chest.
Nice. Remember when we were struggling for iron?
Yeah, I know, right? It's almost like we know what we're doing now.
I don't think there was ever a question of us knowing what we're doing. I think it was more just a matter of us getting the grind to get what we wanted.
That too, yeah. So, for Invar, it's gonna be a tier 4 seed, okay. So I can just 2 iron. Alright, so I need 4 iron, 2 nickel, and a trip over here to our pulverizer.
Why not just cook it up in the smeltery?
Eh. We have power. I want to use power.
I mean, fair. We're using our power to get more. Using our power to make material to make a generator to make that power obsolete.
Upgrades, people, upgrades.
I'm about to say, am I wrong? Oh god, okay. I did not realize that that made that much. Slight oversight, but it's fine. We're good. It just means I can make more of this. And then I do need 2 more brick.
Okay, so...
Hey, so you know, there's 2 brick over there.
So, that's a gold. So I need a nug.
1 nug.
One nug
To
to rule
rule
them
them
all.
Well, guess what I just made for you?
Sprinkler!
Also, I have a whole bunch of this.
Terraglass. React to the sunlight. Promotes crop growth. Nice.
Reacts to sunlight and in direct contact produces and light up crops when in the sun. So, in theory, if we set that above the farm, which of course is mostly underneath platforms, but we can make do.
Yeah. But I have
I'm
our
also
first
not sure
magnetic
exactly
dynamo.
how that sprinkler is gonna work, but
Uh,
actually we could put the sprinkler right next, right below where the turtle's running.
yeah, so... I wonder if I have to silk touch this. Where'd the water go?
Did it eat up the water maybe?
Grab my bucket. Yeah, it's causing everything to dry out.
It does take a bucket of water.
It's full on water.
Only runs when water is inside its internal buffer, filled with bucket or pipes. It will water nearby crops, increasing its speed. Consumes water source blocks from below. Multiple sprinklers in the same area do stack.
Okay. So I will have to make an infinite pool down here and pipe it into the... Pipe it into there. Okay, that's fine.
Make it a 3x3 maybe, or 2, or a 3x1.
Then I lose optimal crop yield.
Well, if you go with a 2x2, you're taking out 3 spots. If you make it a 3x1, you're losing 2.
Or if I can just make say an infinite pool over here, get a means of getting it, like using a fluid hopper.
Yes,
Yeah,
but then
pipe.
the issue is that this water here will go away, dehydrating over here. Sorry to be the bearer of bad news. And the only other option I can think of is a process down a chain and a rabbit hole I don't think you want to go down.
Yeah, probably
And that's
not.
a fluid placer.
Fluid placer?
In theory, we could fluid place upwards into the spot underneath.
Yeah, we could, but that's a
sprinkler.
crystallized amber, and
Well, there's 2 fluid placers.
that's a pity machine. Oh, actually, a pity machine's not too bad. Oh, plastic. Hate my life.
Now, my question is, how do we actually get this thing to turn on?
Oh, I'm assuming redstone signal.
Which is going to take up another farm plot. actually.
If I do this. Oh,
Ow. Rude.
I didn't hit you.
Something hit me.
Like, I broke the lever.
Something hit me for like 2 hearts. Maybe we'll only go if it notices that there's a plant nearby. You know what? Let me just...
Yeah, no.
Well, it was worth a try.
Yeah, it's full of water. Doesn't need power, does it?
Doesn't say anything about power. Any case, it's nap time. The sprinkler applies bone meal effect to all plants that accept it. So it's a bone meal effect, so it's actually not... Well, that's a different version of a sprinkler, though. Well, it's there. Maybe one day it will work.
Yeah.
Also, do we have any more of this sitting around? Alright, not what I was hoping to see, but we'll continue to make do with what we got. Oof, that one snuck up on me.
I was gonna say bless you.
I could not react to get to the button that time. We have an absorb amount of flint, right? Yeah, we do. For no reason.
Well, leaves to make dirt.
Nope. I need the leaves to make something better. Are you ready to make things go burr?
I do like when things go burr.
That's good. I'm still one short. Tis a shame. Don't have any more of these just laying around, right? No. Alright, we can go back down to the grass farm one more time. There we go. That's what I needed. I see you have a mining a sifting accomplice there.
Yes. I've died many times. I might as well have a friend.
I mean, that's fair.
Yeah, we've got 86 nether quartz now.
Nice. Alright, I have something else for you for your farm.
What's that?
Well, it got eaten. Was it? Ah, there it is.
Terra Petra?
Okay.
Okay.
Look at the flavor text.
Nice.
Not sure if that'll work for mystical agriculture stuff, but also, how is the magmatic dynamo coming?
Oh, it's made.
It's already made.
Yes.
Magmatic. Liquid hot magmatic. So this. Why is that? That's not fun game. Well, we've got. So let's see. To make this, I need this. Then also requires this. That was not that bad. How much redstone do we have at the moment? Not a lot. Dip it into our redstone reserve.
Okay.
As much as I don't wanna. There's that I need two of these. this.
Okay. Gotta get a little. Gotta get a little bit crazy. Machine frame.
Hey, what are you scheming up over there?
Stuff and things.
Sounds pretty sus.
Well, it should be.
Okay. No idea. These things actually power. Believe them. Do. I'm gonna just stick that there and that there. Yes. Okay. Getting places. So, make up one of these, one of those, and one of these. Okay. We're getting places, Reddit. We're doing it. Don't stop me now,
Can't stop.
because I'm having a good time.
So let me make it. Okay, so I'll need some of those.
Okay, and then with that, I need more resources I really don't want to be dipping into, but we'll be getting more redstone here shortly-ish, hopefully.
Okay, so I need 2 gold swords. Also, OSHA.
Damn you, OSHA. Not gonna lie, I keep seeing the mini you standing over there, so I'm like, he's still working on things. Not gonna lie, that is totally what is running through my head in a lot of those cases.
Nice. Alright, so I need to go get more soul sand. Let's do another stack for funsies.
I need gold ingot. Guess what I'm about to make, boy?
Stuff and things?
About to make a crystallized amber.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Now I need 2 nether brick.
I need more gold.
Gold is not something I can assist with.
To the pulverizer to try to get additional resources.
Got that. I need some iron.
I'll take that.
Six
That was
should do.
definitely a good upgrade. From 8 gold chunks, I got 22 gold dust.
Not bad.
I also had the earth blaze powder in there. I need those. Those. So. Okay.
Guess what I just made?
Stuff and things.
We'll come over to the blaze power generator and you will see. Slap this down I suppose. Good of a spot as any. Bam!
Energy transfer node.
I don't actually know how this thing works.
What's it from? Second.
It's Sigma. All it has spot in there is for a data card.
Okay.
Possibly one GPS data card.
So,
I think I made the wrong one. I think I might have wanted to make the other... Actually, that's just a redstone transceiver. Never mind.
I need a Solium. So I need 4 more iron.
There's 3 over here in a box.
Oh, I got them. So I am making a soul extractor.
Nice.
Does it need power? It does. Okay.
I think it gets power just by coal, I think. Feed it burnables and it will...
Oh, yeah, I can generate its own. But wait, there's more. I can get another one of those.
You still have those force shears, right? Or did you put them in a box somewhere?
I actually have them on me.
Do you want to go about and get some more leather or toss me the shears?
You're Mr. Cow.
So terrible.
There you go, there's 3.
Alright, that should actually be just the right amount. I don't remember what the thing I'm actually looking for is called, but if I look through the recipes here, there it is. Yeah, that's what I need. I need 3 gold, which isn't terrible. We can, I'm sure we can manage up 3 gold.
Oh, there's 20 in the iron chest.
Again, I'm sure we can scrounge up a few gold. Also, one thing to note, the Soul Sand Maker will also work with slime balls, bone meal to make slime balls.
Nice. We'll need slime balls. We will need a lot of slime balls.
Alright, and guess what I just made?
What did you just make?
I made inverted stirrups.
Okay.
Look at me.
You have a chicken on your head.
Yes, I've essentially picked up a chicken. Do you know what that means?
You can place it wherever you want.
We can place the chicken in a chicken box.
Okay.
Which then means we can get an unlimited supply of eggs.
Okay. Which could, in theory, go into a culinary generator.
Or it can be used for getting the blissful ground and dreadful ground.
Oh yes, those.
which are very useful.
I could also use an egg to get a soldier.
Well, we will let this chicken make eggs, as chicken does.
Liquid soul. What? We could... Okay, so apparently we can melt the wither in
Yes.
the smeltery. That is a thing. That is a thing we can do.
That is indeed a thing. So I'm working on a rudimentary chicken box. Because chicken box. For all things chicken box.
I hear, I think, a blitz. Yep. So, blizz seeds, give me blizz essence, give me blizz cubes, blizz powder, a whole bunch of ice explosives. That's no fun.
What are you looking at?
Oh, what the blizz gives me. Because I can get the blizz powder. Well, I can get a blizz cube. And then turn it into blizz powder. Blizz powder allows me to make glacial grenades, glacial explosives, or ice charges. Nothing fun.
Come here, chicken. We're going on an adventure. Chicken is in chicken box. Look at this chicken. This chicken's gonna grow up to be a doctor, man.
Okay, so...
So yeah, that chicken grows up. We then throw more eggs into the chicken box, get more chickens to get more eggs.
Yeah. I understand the concept.
And thus the cycle continues. Violence begets violence.
Did someone say murder?
No, I said violence. But,
Hearing them melt just brings me joy.
I've been considering that you might be a psychic.
I have well accepted that fact.
Just as long as you are aware.
At least I'm not screaming at the top of my lungs, give me your blood.
Yeah. and the pearls. You do have 6 soul dust. Which, sadly, 6 soul dust is essentially like having none.
Oh no, actually, it's quite helpful.
Okay, I was thinking it was back from all the mod 6. I was thinking that it was used in the creation of the soul stone, which is then cooked into the soul dust.
Yeah, so I'm gonna make a seed reprocessor. Need more dust.
Well, guess what? That's what the that's what the palm grinders are making.
Because we're down to 7 redstone.
That's why we're making dust. Shh. Alright. Yeah, I think right now, like, my main objective should just be assisting you in getting this farm up and going.
Yeah.
How much water essence do we have? We have 4. What do I need for the better watering can?
So you get the thermal cultivation one. So basic one is bone meal, bull, iron, then inferium ingots and mystic fertilizer, then all the way up.
Or do I want to go absolute? Well, we don't have the redstone for me to go absolutely stupid, but the reinforced watering can.
Yeah, you could go reinforced.
There's one issue with that.
What's that?
It takes a netherite scrap, which comes from crushed netherrack, and we have 5 redstone.
Yeah.
We also need the mystical fertilizers.
The mystical watering can's easy. The first one.
The very base one. I'll make it up quick. Why not? I need a bowl. I have a bowl. Grow. Grow, damn you. I will be here.
Okay.
This will be my stream. Watering plants. Ooh, I did get another Inferium seed out of that, though.
Awesome. Go ahead and plant it.
And another one that just jumped into the void. Rip.
I knew I should have put in another platform around.
Get to work.
Okay. I'll use all my available resources.
Well, I just tossed you a stack of camel. How is that for available resources? Bro, faster, damn you. Definitely do need to get the better watering cans just for the speed up effect, but at least this one doesn't need to be constantly refilled.
And the range. You get the better ranges.
And well, again, I'm just talking about comparing this one to the thermal one.
Yeah, like, you fill it up once, you're good. That's what I like.
If my brain, for whatever reason, thought that this one just didn't work unless it was one of the infused ones, you know, the Inferium Plus, not just the base. I don't know why. That's what my brain thought.
I'll tell you, your brain is wrong. It's to stop drinking.
Or maybe it needs to drink more, but water. So I suppose the first question is, do we want to upgrade this dirt to the next level soil, or do we want to get more plants going?
Because right now, we're base Inferium farmland is no added benefit, from what I can see.
Yeah.
With tier 2 farmland, it's secondary chance of 10%. Tier 3 is secondary chance 10% plus Inferium output of 200%.
Got another seed.
Nice.
I also do have 8 Inferium.
Right on.
So that is enough to make 2 level 2 if we want to go that and upgrade this dirt, or we can make another seed.
You want to toss me the Inferium? Alright, so I grab this. So right now, I think upgrading the soil is the best idea. Boop, 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 boop.
Yeah, so now we get 150, which means we have a chance of getting 2. That troll's gonna come my way here in a moment. It's gonna bonk me in the head. Already predicted. It's seen the code. Hey, that one gave me 2. Oh, here comes the turtle. I told you it was gonna come and bonk me in the head.
Alright, so how many do you have on you right now?
I have 4 on me.
Okay. I can upgrade one more spot to Also, we gotta be OSHA compliant.
Yep.
Yeah, this particular farm, I just want to be nothing but Inferiums, so we can just make
Get
whatever.
everything else.
Yeah,
Because Inferium is going to be our bottleneck
it is. It really is.
come the
like,
end game.
That's why it's.
The other materials we can grind for and get fairly easily. But you know, the tier 5 materials takes 4 Supremium, which is 16 stacks of Inferium.
Yeah. It is much.
Also, another thing that we can go about and do if you want, you can break up the other turtle. The one that's next to the pumpkins and all that.
Yeah.
And you could probably have him start building out a platform for a bigger mob spawner up where your current spawner is.
Alright, want to toss me the Inferium you have?
Ugh.
Nice.
Gotta get those death sounds in.
So there's another 2.
Man, if only I had a sprinkler sound effect going right now. Also, another thought that just stumbled across my head.
What?
Would it be worth breaking up this dirt here, getting the getting the level 2 essence out to possibly make 1 or 2 level 4 dirt?
If you break the dirt, you don't get the essence back.
But when you were putting the level 2 essence into this, I did see the Inferium pop out of it.
Yeah, I think it's a percentage chance, I'm pretty sure. But it's a low percent.
But yeah, we can definitely set up the building turtle to make a large platform for a new mob spawner.
Yeah. Gonna do that.
So we probably want to build it out of dirt, so that way we can get the dreadful dirt. And then we'll also probably want to go with fans, because we can't conveyor belt.
Well, I've got the... There's a conveyor. There's a conveyor block. There's the entity
So yeah,
conveyor.
the conveyor... Isn't the entity conveyor a full block?
Yes.
So they wouldn't spawn... They would spawn on that, not the dreadful dirt.
Oh yeah, I suppose.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we could go with possibly conveyor belts, or we could go with fans. Frankly, both of which at this point wouldn't be too expensive for us, because the main holding point for that was the iron. There's something that keeps making me not shift, and it startles me every time.
Apparently there was a chicken jockey in the system, in the mob system. Seeing chicken.
I could set up another MFCs on this server.
Alright, so for the soul extractor... Where is the place down? It's over here.
Yeah, you place that down next to the
Yeah,
independent
so
tree
now I
farm.
just need a soul jar. Soul glass.
Which is soul glass and a soulium ingot.
Yeah.
Which you can get soul glass just through straight soul sand, so that's not bad.
Yeah. Okay. So I need soul soul sand into the smelter. To get soul glass.
Also, one thing I just looked at through some masses of Google, or not Google, but JEI. Rather than starting to sift out the soul sand to get the soul dust, you can just put that over cobblestone. And you get a soul cobble, which can then get sent through the ringer. It's a lot of cooking, but guaranteed percent chance versus percent chance.
Can I also back down? I can't. Okay, good.
Also, palm grinders are probably done with the sand for dust. Just another piece of input.
Yes, you are correct.
Also, it is past midnight your time. I'm not sure if you want to continue, if you want to call it after this day.
I will call it after this day.
turtle's coming to bonk me.
Show us, boss.
I actually want to watch this turtle harvest. Okay, turtle did not harvest. That's concerning.
But he has before.
Well, I just watched it sit over top of two, two crops that were fully grown, and it, what you would say, didn't care.
Zero fucks were given?
Maybe it was a fluke. Could also have something to do with the dirt underneath of it. I don't see why it would, but it is a possibility.
Yes.
And it's OSHA time, which means it's also end of stream time. Are you still sifting up the dust here? Or did you just get finished?
I haven't started. I've been working on the soldiers.
Well, I'm gonna sift up a stack of dust real quick, and then we'll call it. Also gives me time to possibly find a raid target.
Oh. Okay.
13 essence in the essence box. I've only got really one target, and it's somebody that we've raided recently, so personally I would like to attempt to find somebody different.
Yeah. Let's have a look at my side.
Hi, hun.
Here go for Kiki.
I go for who?
Kiki.
That is not someone I'm familiar with, but if you say that they are a good raid target,
Yeah.
then let's go hit them.
Alright.
We could also go raid Core, who's doing Warhammer. Doesn't look like he's doing Warhammer painting, it's just Warhammer. We will go raid Kiki's your friend. So with the raid call, how did we get here this time?
Yep. And so it's gonna be Jerk and Heavy Raid. How did we get here this time?
Different variation of the same thing. Alright, well I'm gonna hit the start raid thing. Yeah, you could do.
Alright guys, I'm out. We will see you guys next time, possibly on Friday.
We shall see. I might go out and play this a bit more on off camera, just farming up the essence, just because that's a grind and a half.
Yeah.
But thank you guys all for tuning in, as always, and have yourselves a good one.
Hitting button now.
Button pressed. Because Bhutan